I'm going to have, this is a format where each of the presenters will make a statement, and then we will be seated, and then we will have a round table discussion, rectangular table discussion. To begin this discussion on the rule of law as to the China experience, Mr. Huang, Taiyun, would you come up and make your first presentation?
Good morning, distinguished guests, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great honor to be invited here to give a talk on the topic, the rule of law. And I'm very happy but not relaxed because my poor English, you see. 17 years ago, I made a one-year research in England. And 8 years ago, I made a 2-month research in Yale Law School. So as you can understand, you see, during our daily work, we needed to use English as communicate each other. So I'm out of practice for a long time. Thanks for the 3-month research in law school of NYU Law School. It really helps me a great deal to activate some English vocabularies I forgot and improve my listening comprehension. So please forgive me the grammar and the pronunciation mistakes I make during my talking. This morning, my talking mainly concentrated on the legislation developments during the past 5 years in China. China's legal construction began by the end of late 1970s. Before that, there was almost no law in China. After reviewing the historic experience, especially the painful lessons from the Cultural Revolution, China realized the importance of governing the country through rule by law. The goal was to create a stable system with consistent and authoritative laws, the laws that do not change with changes in state leaders or changes in their opinions or priorities. In 1999, China added to the Constitution that the People's Republic of China exercises the rule of law, building a socialist country governed according to law. The power to pass legislation is granted to the National People's Congress and its Standing Committee by the Constitution and the related laws. The Standing Committee of the National People's Congress has clearly defined its philosophy and the guide for legislative work as follows. Our goal was to ensure completion of formation of a socialist legal system with Chinese characteristics by the year 2010. Up to now, there were 229 laws currently in force in China, divided into 7 types: the Constitution and the related laws, the civil and the commercial laws, the administrative laws, and economic laws, social laws, criminal laws, litigation and non-litigation procedure laws. There were about 600 administrative regulations and over 7,000 local regulations currently in force in China. During the past 5 years, from the year 2003 and 2007, the 10th National People's Congress and its Standing Committee passed 100 of the 105 draft legislation it deliberated and considered. The main legislation developments during the past 5 years are as follows. In the constitutional field, in the year 2004, the Constitution was amended to include the following contents. The lawful private property of citizens may not be encroached upon, and the state protects by law the right of citizens to own and inherit private property, and the state respects and protects the human rights. This amendment laid down the foundation for the law on property right. And also, it's the first time in the Chinese legislation it clearly makes the statement, China will respect and protect the human rights. And in the civil and commercial legislation field, the 10th National People's Congress and its Standing Committee passed 13 new civil and commercial laws during the past 5 years, including the law on property rights, the law on enterprise bankruptcy, the law on farmers' specialized cooperative. And the National People's Congress Standing Committee also revised the following laws: the company law, the security law, the partnership enterprise law, and the law on commercial banks. The law on property rights, which directly involves China's basic economic system, and as a result, affects our vital interests of the people, attached widespread attention from the general public. It took 13 years from the initial drafting to the final promulgation. Usually in China, the draft law will, after 3 readings, if there is no widespread very strong controversial issues, opinions about the draft legislation will pass. But the law on property rights, it takes 7 deliberations, 7 times reading before put into the national deliberated and referred to the National People's Congress to pass it.